Hey, good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to another one of my morning mantras. It's a beautiful, cloudy day. There's no rain, but summer has abated and given way to monsoon. The kind of changing seasons, a reflection of transformation in nature. You'll all kind of recall, as people responsible for transformation, they should almost be a paranoia for, challenging the status quo, paranoia also for learning, right? Yeah, and curiosity, right? You should always be looking to learn new things from new perspectives, right? And one of the stories I'd shared with you about reverse mentoring, I'm really passionate about reverse mentoring because what better place to learn from than some of the youngsters who will be born in the digital era, right? In the era of transformation and entrepreneurship, right? You'll also recall, a story I told you about Tom who had come to kind of shadow me, and the 7 days that he spent with me, it was more of learning from my side, as a reverse mentoring, right? So, in that kind of space, I would like you to introduce on the mantra in a unique format again, Miss Nitya. Hey Nitya, many thanks for joining me right on this mantra.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, and Nitya, you are in Australia, you're still in college, but you have been working quite a bit, right? I mean, despite the fact that you are in college, you've gone through quite a few, kind of companies.
Correct,
right? Yeah. So that's quite fascinating. In my time it was college, and after that, kind of office. That itself has changed now. Kids work well before they, kind of finish their masters or graduation, right? So maybe I'll start off with a question that is top of mind of most enterprise folks, right? Salary notwithstanding, perks notwithstanding, let's get that out of the way, right? Given that, constraint is removed, what do you guys look for when you join new enterprises, right?
Yeah, so there are two sort of things that we look at as new people coming in.
Yeah.
Firstly is that we grew up with technology. So as technology grew, we also grew. And we often use technology to optimize anything in our daily work, any sort of reminder schedule that we have. So for example, I have my phone and I say, hey Siri, set a timer or set a reminder for 5 p.m. or take my meds. So it's sort of, we sort of symbiotically lived with technology at this stage. So we expect that our companies have these sort of enabled these technologies that help us optimize our workflow. And secondly, most importantly, as you had often said to me, is that education is becoming much more expensive, but learning is becoming cheaper and cheaper, and to the point where it's free now. We grew up knowing that there's this well of knowledge known as the internet. So we always knew that there was an unlimitless bound of learning that we could do and skill that we could learn. I can learn how to cook in 3-4 minutes just by watching a YouTube video. So we expect that our companies would have these opportunities and empowerment to upskill ourselves.
That's amazing two mantras, right? So for the enterprise folks out there looking to attract these younger generation of talent, maybe the two things, salary notwithstanding, but Nitya kind of pointed out to enabling almost consumer grade technologies, right, within the enterprise. I know there are issues with cyber security, but hey, those need to be managed, right? Those need to be managed, that risk needs to be managed, but enabling technologies need to be in place for the younger generations to be able to be productive from day one. Yeah. And then, that's another fascinating concept, that the youngsters are looking at environments, right, where learning and that passion for learning can be given focus, right? So that whole environment and culture of learning within enterprises is also key. No, that's fascinating. I mean, thank you very much for those two inputs, Nitya. I guess another thing that we debate in enterprises is, when we are looking to recruit the newer generation, we are thinking sustainability, purpose, environment, some of these kind of focus areas or some of these aspects are important. Are they important? Are they not important? Right? These are debates we have, that sometimes we feel the youngsters will say these are important, but when push comes to shove, when they have to choose, they might not be that important. I would love to have your perspective on this particular thing that we struggle with.
It's definitely an interesting debate, and it's interesting the data points. What I can think of is we're sort of, Gen Z is in alignment with a lot of previous generations, which are these in need for these fundamental direct problems to be resolved and addressed first. For example, we will always prioritize accuracy. We will prioritize
the basics,
the
right?
basics,
Yeah,
the complete
yeah.
fundamentals, convenience,
Yeah.
price sensitivity. These sort of things are what we prioritize. So sustainability, while it's not necessarily the most direct thing that impacts us, I think that's why we're in alignment with other generations. We sort of want these fundamental basic things. And secondly,
After those are catered to.
After those are catered to.
Then what happens then? That these things become important to yourself?
For sure, yeah. It
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
And secondly, sustainability is not something that happens overnight.
Yeah.
It's you can't even do it incrementally. At this
Yeah.
stage, it's sort of this huge transformation that's required to have sustainability, and business process re-engineering, all sorts of things have to change for sustainability to happen. So it's not something that can be a quick fix, and it's not something that can only be done by this generation. It has to be a whole sort of
Holistic
effort.
kind of effort, right?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, again, thank you for that perspective. So really I've taken two takeaways, right? I mean, the basics ain't fixed. Convenience, if they're looking at a product, price sensitivity, convenience, those aspects, like every generation, are the primary, right? Now, if those are not fixed, forget about these next level of concerns or attributes, right? But once those are fixed, these things do become important in your choice of products,
Absolutely.
your choice of service, your choice of brands.
Yeah.
But your view also is that listen, some of these are kind of planetary scale issues,
Correct.
right? And they're not going to get transformed incrementally. They need a holistic change, and you would like to participate kind of in that
Absolutely.
change as well. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's very interesting, right? Because we have these debates within our enterprise, right? Saying, is this important or not? But I think Nitya has given a great perspective. Foundational level things are the key, and post that these things are important for the new generation, right? And they are very well versed with the fact that this is not going to happen overnight. Right? No. I mean, we think about all of these things directly coming from a Gen Z. Kind of they hit home that. No, thank you for sharing. Yeah. No, as I kind of close this, any other mantra from your side to our side of the world? The enterprise guys with suits. What would you like to share? Any other mantra or thought that you might have?
Yeah, absolutely. What I would say is that what I've noticed is that this generation, Gen Z, we're sort of inheriting a lot of privilege as we come into the work environment. For example, for many years, the normal structure, the norm of the structure of organizational structure used to be this really tall, unattainable structures where you could barely communicate and collaborate with
hierarchies.
Right?
Yeah.
So now there's sort of this expectation of flat structure, collaboration, communication with all sorts of people in the hierarchy as well. So these sort of changes we have never had to deal with or fight for that the generations have. So my advice for especially Gen Z, people who are going into the workforce, is talk and communicate with the people who have been here for all sorts of years. They've seen it all. Communicate, learn resilience, learn how to fight for things that matter to you in the workplace, and just learn a lot from people who have such a wealth of knowledge.
No, that's a very interesting perspective, right? You've kind of thrown the ball a bit on both sides,
Correct.
right? So you are now, your mantra there is youngsters, also come into the organization with the learning. There has been a lot of experience, right, around these facets, right? From the generation which has already been there. They fought for some of these changes. Organizations are still pretty hierarchical, but there is this battle on the transformation, right?
Absolutely.
Which gives you resilience, right? And then I think for the folks who are in the enterprise, Nitya was kind of stating this way, was kind of stating that maybe we should focus on making sure that that the hierarchies which kind of bother them, right? They're used to just speaking to anyone, right? Even their parents and all, they speak very openly, right? Whereas some of the organizations might be very hierarchy bound, and that will make them a bit uncomfortable. So both sides of the perspective, I think Nitya has given a good one. One is for the folks who are already there, and then also for the Gen Z, right, who come into the workforce to learn to learn and respect and have that yearning for learning from the people who already have experience. Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Listen, fascinating. Thank you so much for joining in the genre and the style of Neetan's mantras and spending some time with me. Yeah, and that was it, folks. A bit longer mantra this time, a bit unique, hearing from a very different perspective. Right? Thank you so much. Have a great day. Cheerio.